Eyes up, eyes up, eyes up. Let's win. Eyes up, right? They need to get inside. Let's win.
Let's do this together, H-Town! Here are your Houston
On the visiting sideline, their head coach. His team 5 wins over their last 7 games. His counterpart on the other side, the head coach of the home team. His guys came up short on the road last week. Now they're trying to turn things around in front of the home crowd here. About set to begin another week of football, and happy to have you along. We are underway on Thursday night primetime. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. So out come the Texans for their opening drive. At a glance here at their quarterback, standing 6'3".
And what I loved about meeting with him before the game was talking to a guy who takes ownership of his performance. 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions last week, but all he focused on was the loss, okay? And he did say, if I change my stats a little bit, not necessarily for me to look better, but that'll help my team.
A check on the numbers for Chubb from a week ago. There isn't a coach alive who wouldn't like those numbers. Well over 100 yards and a touchdown, too.
Partner, I think all the coaches who are in that great coaching box in the sky would take those numbers.
So dead or alive?
Either way, they would take that kind of production.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. They run it again with Chubb. Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play, and now they're faced with a 3rd and 1. You get a look at their key inactives for this week's game, and Charles, clearly you don't want to have any of these guys unavailable, especially when you're where they're at fighting for a playoff spot.
I agree, because the postseason is on the line. So you've got to overcome the injuries and find a way to win. And the only way to do that, the guys available have to step up. What's that mantra in the NFL? Next man up. This is their opportunity.
And he is going to have a Texans first down. At least it would appear that way. He didn't get it by much, but yes, they do get the conversion on 3rd and 1.
Well, they pick it up on 3rd and 1 on the quarterback sneak, and that's not easily done because there are extra bodies in there on the defensive side, and they're moving forward at the snap.
Yeah, I was certainly expecting a handoff, weren't you?
Yeah, I totally was. I thought they'd go with a back, maybe try and get a lead blocker in front. But as you talk about in different games, those guys with confidence in their offensive line, they just want to move forward and get it.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. You look at this Buffalo defense, and they're going to be tough to throw on, no doubt. Currently ranked 3rd in the NFL against the pass.
And I'm struggling a little bit trying to really categorize this crew. They're top 10 in the league against the pass, but the bottom half of the league in sacking the quarterback. That doesn't make sense. Imagine if this group ever put pressure on the QB, they'd easily move into the top 5.
Throw right side is going to be caught by Kirk. No gain on that one, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. So this defense for the Bills, they were terrific a week ago in that victory over Tampa Bay, Charles.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Here we go.
Stroud. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Texans first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Texans first down. 1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. Man open. That's complete to Dalton Schultz. And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
This is where you can try and get a tight end in space. They like this matchup, so they're going to let their 2 receivers to his outside run simple little short routes, hoping to suck up the secondary. And that'll free up space for their tight end on a corner route to make a big play.
On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Motion man is Berrios. Stroud looking to throw. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
That was a classic example of trying to run with the ball without securing the catch. He was thinking about those rack yards instead of making the catch first and then taking off.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Stroud. He finds his target. It's Schultz. And he's got a 1st down as the tackle made at the Bills' 17-yard line. Texans passing game in rhythm right now, picking up another 1st.
1st and 10 at the 17-yard line.
Another completion right there. And again, Charles, good time in the pocket. That offensive line on this opening drive been really solid.
They've been more than solid. They've really tamped down the pass rush and kept him safe in the pocket, able to look around, find his target, and deliver. He's got to make sure he tells the offensive line in the huddle, thanks, fellas, let's keep it going.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time, and a 1st down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the 1st down. A nice run right there.
A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door. 1st and goal.
On the quick, right?
They'll run with Chubb. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
2nd and goal from the 6 this time.
All right. 18. What's up?
And Stroud now to throw. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. Now a stoppage here as we've got a Bill shaken up on the play. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment. Third and goal, and still a long way from the end zone. Throwing now is Stroud. Got his man complete over the middle. It's Schultz. 10 yards gets him closer, but now it's 4th and goal.
Nice job understanding the situation. 3rd and long, kept the play in front of them and made the tackle. They gave up a good chunk of yardage, but it does force a 4th down.
So on 4th down, Texan kicker Kaimi Fairbairn comes on. The kick by Fairbairn is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Fairbairn now, following the made field goal, he'll send this one away. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. For the Buffalo offense coming out, and it is Josh Allen who is at the helm.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance, because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him to win. They start the drive with Cook. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. Now they may want to go back to that one. First play of the drive, good for 15 and a first down. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, and that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
They run again on first down. Cook. We'll get this up to about the 44. There are the numbers for Cook from a week ago. 13 carries, 64 yards and a touchdown.
Well, obviously he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
And with the play clock reading 4, we're going to get a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Now a 2nd and 6. Again, it's Cook. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like a spot right in midfield at the 50. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
And now they'll throw with Allen. Oh, his first throw of the game going to be intercepted. There he goes, right side. And they will score. Pick 6 for the Texans TD. Charles, he was looking for just a short throw, kept it in range for the rare linebacker pick 6.
And give him full credit for his focus. He just kept the quarterback in his sights, and where he was looking to throw, he positioned himself perfectly to be there for the interception. He made the play of the game for his defense right there.
Kaimi Fairbairn on for the extra point. He's got it, and now it's a 10-0 lead here in the opening quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Ready for the second quarter from Houston. It's the Texans in possession of the football, as they've got it as we resume action. Fairbairn now to kick this one away. Fighting his way through contact. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Bills offense, led by their running back, headed out for the second possession. And he's made his presence felt in the passing game throughout the season. You look at the NFL's leader in receiving yards by a running back. His name right there at the top. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
As mentioned, this one of the hottest teams in the NFL, riding that winning streak into this one. But now playing here on Thursday night, do you think that this helps or hurts their momentum?
Well, ordinarily, I'd say it hurts the momentum because now you get that short week. But when a team's playing as well as they are, it actually allows them to down focus and only worry about themselves and less about their opponent. So when you're playing well, you just worry about the things you're doing well and let the opponent deal with that.
Allen going to throw. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And he'll get nothing out of that one. They follow up the gain of 2 with a gain of 1 that time.
Here now a 3rd down and 8.
Throwing now is Allen.
And that is incomplete. Boy, did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be 2 empty possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And he goes out right around the 39. So here are the Texans to take over. They were losers a week ago to Tennessee, but they're on top right now as they come up here 1st and 10.
Here we go.
And they'll run the option to start the drive.
And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Well, for that being an option play, there really weren't too many options available for him, were there?
No, there weren't, and at least he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage, so they didn't lose anything, but you're exactly right. Nowhere to go.
Stroud with another keeper. And a good swarm to the football defensively as they get him down at about the 40. He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
All right. 18.
Here's Stroud. They set up the screen to Chubb.
Now he's free at the 35.
And finally taken down at the 34. Excellent play there on 3rd down. Give them 25 yards.
That was a beautifully executed screen pass. Let the rushers get upfield. The blocking forms in front. Lofted it to the runner. And now, not only does he have open space in front of him, he's got an escort as well, and they pick up big yardage.
Here we go.
Stroud to throw it. And completes it to Kirk over the middle. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And it'll be 2nd down.
And I think he just wanted to get the ball to one of his playmakers to see if they can make something happen, but he ends up throwing into a crowded area. And after the catch, he isn't able to do much with it.
All right.
From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 24-yard line.
Here we go. On 18.
Back to throw. Stroud. He'll get this to Chubb out of the backfield. He's dropped just inside the 20. A little second effort there, but couldn't find a whole lot of space. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And it's 2nd down. This drive, it's been a good mix. 3 passing plays, 3 runs, hitting on all 3 of those passes, and the last one putting him in the red zone.
So wouldn't you think play action right here? Because you've got the ability and had the ability to run it and throw it. Go play action and take your shot at the end zone.
Here's Chubb, back-to-back catches for him. And the Texans are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
That's another Texans first down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
But they certainly made a point of getting him involved in the passing game here in the first half. They must have seen something in the scouting that said, hey, we can capitalize on him getting the ball possibly in the open field. And I think in the second half, that may loosen up the defense a little bit to get the running game going back inside.
And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
Definitely an important sequence here for this defense. They've had their share of struggles in this first half. They just cannot afford to give up another touchdown here.
So they've been in the red zone 3 times, and it's yielded just 3 points. Can they find the end zone here on 2nd and goal? And he's got it. They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
A gain of 1 yard on the play. It's now 3rd and goal.
We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. This Buffalo defense has stood their ground. This is 3rd and goal. Looking to throw. Stroud toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
So 3 points there, and they continue to build this first half lead.
Yeah, every little bit helps, and the more that you can put together drives and start controlling the tempo, controlling possession, finishing with points, the better off you're going to be.
A lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they're going to have good starting field position. He's out of bounds, but not before he's across the 35.
But James Cook and the Buffalo offense returning to work now.
And he's closing in on that number that all running backs circled beginning of the year, the number 1,000. Could do it on this drive.
And you have to think to yourself that this moment, getting to this spot, it started in the offseason, right? Not just the workouts, right? Not just getting yourself physically prepared to play, but mentally, as well as your team, as well as your unit, head coach, offensive coordinator. We run the football. We give you opportunities. He's taking advantage of it.
And when you get this close to the mark, you just hope things don't tighten up, right? You probably want to get there and get it in your rearview mirror.
You really do, don't you? Because now it becomes predominant, and you wonder about play calling as well. Do you want to call plays to get that out of the way, or are you still calling plays to win the game first? That becomes the burden of the play caller.
2nd and 10.
Now Allen. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So they saw the contact before the ball arrived. Penalty flag for pass interference.
And trying to avoid pass interference is so difficult. You're trying to slow down these skilled receivers, and somehow, some way, they make plays on the football, and sometimes you're there too soon.
They'll try the middle with Cook. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
To throw, it's Allen. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And Knox is going to have a Bills first down as the tackle made down at the 33. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. Here's Allen. That's complete. It's Elijah Moore. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 40 seconds remaining in this first half.
Here now, 2nd and 4.
To the air, Allen. Setting up the screen for Cook. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. First down now, but the clock continues to move.
And the Bills first down. A gain of 9 yards. First down, Buffalo.
Now Allen again.
Right back to Cook for another completion.
And so close, he gets it to the run. Out of bounds right there. He's been a one-man wrecking crew these last couple of plays. This time 18 more and a first down. Allen now on the sneak. And he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Josh Allen as the first half is winding down.
And the Bills are able to cut into this lead in the final seconds of the first half. Tyler Bass on for the extra point attempt.
And that'll make it 13-7. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And it was Josh Allen using his legs to polish things off.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
The Texans take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive.
And with only 9 seconds remaining, with not much time, we'll see how they play this.
Well, they're just going to run it here up the middle. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down.
So halftime is upon us on Thursday night primetime, and we go off to Orlando. And Scott Hansen for our halftime report.
All right, Brandon, thanks much.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip. To the third quarter and continue this midseason contest.
Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth ready for quarter number 3.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Bills offense and running back James Cook heading onto the field. And he's run the ball well to this point in the season, right there in the mix for NFL leaders in rushing.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, out of the locker rooms here they come, their first drive of the third quarter. And, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game, but we got a tight one and set up to be a very entertaining second half.
And as we know, partner, in the NFL, there's trailing and there's trailing, right? Sometimes you're discouraged by how much you're down, but in this case, this is a tight ball game, so there's a sense of optimism here. I think they went into half and looked at their play sheet and said, these are the plays we really like. What do you say we use them to start the second half and get us going?
play action. Allen. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. Give him 7 there on the tuck and run, and they're in better shape now for third.
Partner just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3.
Allen. That is caught. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Offense.
So the big gain, all for naught for the offense. That yellow flag is going to bring it back.
Oh, what a tough look for the offense because they see all that yardage lost and that ball's walked back and then some behind the original line of scrimmage.
Cook following the penalty.
And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 47 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
They pitch it out to Cook. Muscles by at the 25. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
That's another Bills first down. A gain of 16 yards. And a Bills first down.
Allen off the play fake. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left.
10 yards on the pickup. It's second and inches at the 15-yard line.
Cook up the gun. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
Sometimes I get almost mesmerized watching these runners who have great vision. You know, those eyes that carry their feet to open spaces, make people miss. I just love watching those guys go to work.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. And he's wrapped up. Taken down. Back at the 25.
Will Anderson
In there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
The passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Hadn't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Back to throw. Allen. A hit as he throws there, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
The kick by Bass is good.
And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10.
So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line.
Here's the Texans offense now, readying for their first possession of the second half. Looking to put a drive together.
Here we go.
He'll get 8 on the keeper there. It'll be 2nd and a couple.
Now, that's a run that warms a play caller's heart because you're actually set up to do whatever you want on offense. You can come right back and run essentially the same play because you have momentum, or you can fake that running play and throw something deep over the top, or you now feel like you have an extra down to play with because if you go ahead and just throw it and you don't get it, come back and try to pick it up on 3rd down.
And he stopped immediately there. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
Here we go.
Stroud. Will try to pick it up himself.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40.
That's some good running from Stroud, and he gets them the first down.
There he goes, and for good reason. Running with it has paid dividends earlier in this game and earlier on this drive. And until they prove they can stop him, I don't think he's going to be shy about continuing to run for first downs instead of airing it out.
They go up the middle with Chubb. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
From the 44-yard line, here's a 2nd and 7. Quick throw to Collins.
And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That one good for 26 and a first down.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Fourth quarter coming up here on Thursday Night Primetime.
We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Houston. been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12.
And they'll go play action here with Stroud.
And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The Texans on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Stroud out of the gun here.
That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Just because you got the lead in the fourth, it doesn't mean you have to play it safe. I like the aggressive play call there to push it downfield. That time, it didn't work out.
So a big one coming here for Kaimi Fairbairn. This to swell the lead to 6. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And that extends their advantage to 6. It's 16 to 10. So they get the 3, but you wonder now, is that going to be enough?
Excellent question, because when I look at the smiles on that side of the field, they're a little tight, aren't they? If they had scored a touchdown there, those would be big half-moon grins right now because they'd feel a whole lot better about their position.
And a touchdown in the other direction, all of a sudden they're down.
The visitors' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. We show you the NFL leaders in rushing touchdowns. And you can see where he's right up there amongst the league's best at finding the end zone.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick, other than the extra point. That's it.
Now it's 2nd and 10.
From the gun, it's Allen. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
Allen now looks to throw.
And this pass broken up. And the contact well timed there. And now 4th down.
From a defensive perspective, they had exactly what you want anytime they want to throw the football. There was pressure on the quarterback. They were getting after him, and they tightened down on the receivers and forced the incompletion.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. And the Texans set to come onto the field.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Looking to put a drive together.
Play action. Stroud now. That one complete downfield to Kirk.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. That one good for 37 yards.
Like my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things, not deep downfield, that can hurt your defense.
And Stroud now to throw.
He's going to let this go for the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone, but the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Okay.
On the bootleg, Stroud. Going out wide, finds Chubb.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
I think the best offenses love to get the ball to their running backs in open space because they have the ability to make people miss, and they also have the ability to run over people. And if you do that throughout the game, after a while, they might just run through some of those tackles and go a long way.
Well, we saw him shed a nice tackle on that one.
And that is incomplete. But the pressure there on 3rd down, forcing the errant pass. 4th down coming up.
Coverage was awfully tight there on 3rd down. They actually closed off all the passing lanes, forcing the incompletion and bringing up 4th down.
So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a 2-score game. The kick by Fairbairn is good. And that will make this a 9-point lead.
So that CD, an important one here in the 4th quarter.
And that importance cannot be overstated. All eyes on both sidelines were staring that one down all the way. The significance is that they made it a 2-score game. Still lots of time left to go, but likely that was their goal at the start of the drive. Get 3 points, make it a 2-score game, and they were able to get it done.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
And here come the Bills.
And the complexion of this one has changed a fair amount. That last field goal made it a 2-score game, so they need to get points out of this drive relatively quickly.
Allen and the Bills now with a 1st and 10 at their own 23. Throwing to start the drive. Allen. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Here's Allen to throw it. He rifles complete, caught by Moore. And now it looks like they're going to be in the hurry-up.
It's a gain of 6, and it's 3rd down.
Now Allen. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Cook. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. It's a gain of 13 and a Buffalo 1st down. And a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
Allen to throw once more.
And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43.
319!
Allen going to throw. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground.
Will Anderson, his 2nd sack of the night.
Remember, throughout my career here, defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. But they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. So after the sack, Allen and the Bills with work to do on 3rd and long. Looking to throw. Allen. connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
The Bills send the punter out as he's on here to punt it away. Fair catch called for and taken right near the 30-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return.
And the Texans will take over.
Houston's offense already at the line, set to get going. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
And this will go as a gain of 7 as he gets it to the 30-yard line. Now the Bills will use the second of their timeouts. And as the 2 teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. The offense on third down tonight, 5 out of 9 thus far. This is 3rd down and 12.
Here's Stroud.
They set up the screen to Chubb. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. The Texans send the punter out as he's on to punt for the first time tonight. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
Back now on offense, the Buffalo Bills. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner.
Back around his goal line. Here's Allen. To the right side, and he's got more complete. And he'll go out of bounds after getting this across the 15. They were looking for a cushion from that end zone. He gave it to him. 15 big yards.
A gain of 15. First down, Buffalo.
On play action, Allen. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 30. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a 1-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
He'll fire deep, looking for more.
And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Play action. Now it's Allen. And he rifles one incomplete.
Oh, this defense knows. Fourth quarter, they need to make a play. That one was right for the taking. Could have changed the complexion of the ball game, but it winds up incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
Half 85, half 85, 19.
To throw, it's Allen. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think the part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. One final try here for Allen. And it's going to be batted down, and we'll go the other way with a football. The Bills' drive stalls out on 4th down. And the Texans take over an excellent field position.
The Texans' offense and their star running back Nick Chubb getting set to take over once more. And you look at his numbers as a pass catcher in this one. They've lined him up in different spots, shifted him around, and made him a real weapon in the passing game. They'll send Kirk in motion right.
And trouble trying the middle here. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line.
He was taken down behind the line.
The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And he's going to bring this one down right about the 20-yard line. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down.
Brings up 3rd and
1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. Stroud keeps it.
And he's going to run into a brick wall right in the middle of the field, and I don't think he got there. Only a few inches needed on the sneak. He didn't get it, and now it's 4th down. So the field goal unit is on the field, as this is a big spot right here. This will be a 37-yard attempt. The kick by Fairbairn is good.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Fairbairn now, following the made field goal, he'll send this one away.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25.
Allen and the Bills now, down by 12. A minute 54 on the clock. Their offense has struggled all night, and now they need to find 2 scores late to try to pull this thing out.
Here's Allen.
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in.
That was one they needed to connect on. They're down, but not quite out. So you have to figure, with under 2 minutes to play, they need to hit on something in very short order.
To throw is Allen. That's taken in by Knox.
They'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
A gain of 6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Now Allen.
He's going to let it fly.
And this almost intercepted. Not sure he saw the free safety that time. But lucky, incomplete. That'll bring up 4th down.
And this is 4-down territory here. They know down 2 scores at this late stage, 10-yard passes aren't going to do it. So they took the shot there, but it winds up incomplete.
Allen. Little pitch and catch to the tight end, Knox. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a 1st down. 4th down, trailing in the 4th quarter. They felt compelled to go for it, and they got it.
Well, I'd look down at my play sheet, and what I would find, plays that have been successful throughout the game that have worked in the distance you need, and that's exactly what they got done.
Throwing, Allen. And that's going to be incomplete.
This defense has been so stingy all game long. No reason to think it's suddenly going to open up now. They took their shot, but this, like many others, falls incomplete.
Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Now Allen. Into the hands of the tight end, Dalton Kincaid.
And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
And the Bills, 1st down.
Throwing is Allen.
And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
So they take a decent shot, CD, and the flag comes out for pass interference.
Yeah, a little DPI, as they like to call it in the business, right? And the farther you get downfield, the more frenetic things get, and the more calm and control you have to remain as a defender. That was a little bit of a slip there, and the penalty will go against him.
They'll set up the screen with Davis. And he's got this inside the 10 to the 9 before he's out of bounds.
And good yardage there on 1st down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Allen.
And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. But couldn't hang on 3rd down.
But this defense has been physical all game long, and it certainly looks like they're not going to back off and make things any easier. They want to keep making life miserable for the receivers all the way to the end.
Allen.
Throw right side, caught by Davis. And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 10-yard line.
Loss of a yard. Brings up 4th down.
Now Allen. Gotta have this one. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Bills are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
1st down. 1st and goal at the 4-yard line.
Here's Allen.
He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And this is going to result in losing yardage. They're driven back to the 8-yard line.
So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And they were spurred on by a strong performance in that 4th quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the 4th quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Houston, the win keeps them barely hanging on to their playoff hopes as they move to 4-7. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Indianapolis next week. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, it's a loss that sets them back in their playoff push as they fall to 6-5.
And they'll be on the road next week as they travel to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers.